Babies, of course, have a mind and a life of their own. They don't know anything yet. So it is up to us to ensure that we are leading them in the right direction. But imagine if you are a mom for the very first time and you just find yourself at the deep end. You don't know what to do. Your baby is having issues of discomfort, crying, lack of sleep. Where do you start? Nurturing Moms is a platform started by Shiro Shiera, who decided, you know what? I can fill this gap. Why? Because she's got a background that really seeks to help moms out there, and she's here looking lovely as ever. Shiro, come out here, honey. Hi. You look lovely. How you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. It's a pleasure. Have a seat. All right, Shiro. Shiro, you're a mom of two.
I am.
Yeah. Tell me about your babies. What are their names?
I have Zach, who's 5, and Zoe's 3. So
Oh,
just
that's nice.
2.
Perfect age right now.
Yes,
yeah?
lovely.
They're
You
discovering
can send them
everything.
around, come and do this and do that. They understand it's sleeping time. So it's a nice age.
Right.
Very inquisitive.
Okay, having Zach, and before even Zach came into the world, were you worried as a mom? Being a first-time mom?
Yes, I was a little bit worried, but I think because I had I'm a nurse.
Yeah.
So because of that background, I felt, you know what, I can do it. But you realize, even if you have a medical background, you even worry more.
Yeah.
You think of the worst thing that can happen. Someone's coughing and you're like, oh my God, maybe he has pneumonia or something as serious as that. And usually it's just, nothing as serious.
Yeah.
It was a good experience. I enjoyed it. I had the right support system around me, which is so important when you have a newborn. Whether it's your second, your third, and your fourth, you need the support around you.
All right. Looking at, of course, the fact that there's a lot of new moms, and there is a lot of information out there right now.
Yeah.
But I feel like it might be a lot, too much even. If you are a new mom and you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, what is the first thing you need to do?
The first thing you need to do is go and see an expert. Okay? But sometimes I usually say, put your phone down, stop going on Google. Because you look at Dr. Google, you put in your symptoms and you're told, you know what, you have cancer. Or you have HIV.
It's
and you're thinking,
insane.
what?
Yeah.
Just put down the phone and go and see an expert. Sometimes, and why Nurturing Moms came to fill the gap is because there's so much of the science, the medical part about pregnancy and labor and the first few months when you have your baby.
Yeah.
But then you forget, the little things about your nutrition, what do you need to do to prepare for labor, other than, you're listening to your baby's kicks and things like that. There are things like positioning, what you should eat, different exercises that you should do. So we come to fill that gap.
Yeah.
Many times moms are in the doctor's clinic and they're waiting for 45 minutes to an hour for their turn to go in to see the doctor. And they have a list of questions that they know. When I get in there, I'm going to ask the doctor this, I'm going to ask this, and I'm going to ask that. By the time you're going in to see your doctor, you're so tired and frustrated that, oh my gosh, I've been out here for an hour, forgetting all the questions that you had to ask this doctor. So we come in to fill that gap and say, you know what, we'll answer those questions for you that you have regarding your baby. What should I eat? What are the exercises I should do? What can I do to prepare myself effectively for labor, delivery, and the first 3 months after your baby comes?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, being prepared as a new mom. So there are certain things that you must do before the baby arrives. There's things that you must do just actually when you're about to give birth and while you're still in hospital or giving birth. And there are definitely things you have to do after. What are some of the things that a new mom must pay attention to before she goes into labor or before her due date in terms of planning?
In terms of planning, Kobi, I'm so passionate about this. You've got to attend a childbirth class. You've got to get the right information from the expert to tell you this is what labor is all about. This is what you should expect when you're going into labor. If you are planning for a cesarean section, because there are times you have no choice, you have to go for a cesarean section, especially if it's a mother's illness or there's something wrong with your baby. This is what you need to plan for. You are better off when you have planned, you've gotten the right information, and you know what to expect. You might as well have an idea of what to expect, then just sit there and wait for the day when labor comes and you're panicking. The more informed you are, the less anxious you are, the more prepared you are, the calmer you are.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. Now, There's I'm an auntie, which is a fantastic thing.
Good.
Yeah, so my sisters have both had babies. One of the things I've seen, and even my best friend, is just before they went into labor or just before they went to hospital, there was this nesting period where my sister was cleaning while in labor. I was like, what are you doing?
Yes.
And there's something, apparently she told me, it's psychological and it's also physical. It happens. What is the nesting period?
Imagine it's so normal.
Really?
Yes, and that's one sign that tells you know what? You are so close to labor.
Okay.
You just feel, if you had done your laundry and washed all the baby's clothes, that day you just decide, you know what, there's dust that's collected somewhere. They need to be put back in the washing, washed, ironed, and put back in the cupboard.
Right, I found
you have
her
a burst of
scrubbing.
energy.
Yeah.
You have so much energy. And then soon after that, your labor tends to start. Because you've been active and things like that, and you're like, okay, fine, settle down. Your labor tends to start soon after that. It could be a day, it could be two, but it does happen.
I think it's a sign from God.
Yeah,
absolutely. He's giving you this beautiful gift. He must drop a hint.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Looking at, of course, the most controversial thing, I think, when it comes to childbirth, making the decision to go from natural to C-section or to decide between the two. It is so difficult, I hear, for new moms to decide what avenue they want to take. Talk to me about this. How does one decide as a new mom? Should I go natural? Should I have a C-section?
The best thing to do, Kobi, if you can, go natural.
Okay.
Absolutely go natural.
Really?
Yes, because if you choose a cesarean section, and I call it cesarean section on demand, you just decide, you know what, I don't want to go through labor. You are postponing the pain and choosing to have the pain after you have your baby. You'd rather have pain, yeah, then when the baby comes, there's no pain, as opposed to no pain, and then the baby comes and it comes with a lot of pain.
Oh, wow.
Those who recover from a cesarean section say that, you know what, if I had the option, I'd normal birth. Yes, it's really, really painful. And the recovery is so much longer.
Because it's surgery.
It is a serious abdominal surgery. They cut through like 3 layers just to get to your baby. So even the healing process takes a long time. You've got to heal all the, so the outside scar may be healed, but internal healing can take a longer time.
Wow. There is a lot of misconception surrounding natural birth. A lot of women feel that they muscle-wise, they won't go back to their natural form. A lot of people feel that they won't be able to satisfy their husbands or their partners afterwards. A lot of women feel that actually this plays a part of postpartum depression. Yeah. Talk to me about this. Is it a misconception?
Let me tell you something. Of course, you're encouraged to do Kegel exercises to strengthen the muscle, to strengthen the pelvic floor muscle, but you should be able to go back to your normal self very quickly.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
So that's a misconception then.
Yeah, because you could decide, I'm gonna do a cesarean section because I don't want to expand down there. I don't want my sexual life to change because of that. But
no, it's not the case.
No, it's not.
All right. Yeah. Looking at, of course, the fact that a lot of people decide to take a C-section because the doctor has recommended it. The OB-GYN says, listen, you might be weak, this will just be very quick. And there is some controversy surrounding that issue as well in terms of just hospitals wanting to cash in.
Yeah.
Talk to us about this.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
Sometimes you should listen to your doctor, especially if there is an issue and they feel you would be best and it would be most, the safest mode of delivery for you and for your baby to go for a cesarean section. Then there are times where the doctor, and I'm sorry to say this, may be like, you know what, I'm traveling in the next 3 days and this mom is due in the next 2 days. I might as well schedule in a cesarean section for her because I want to have finished this before I go for my holiday.
As a matter of convenience.
As a matter of convenience. And you'll find in December, the number or the rates of a cesarean section are a lot higher than any other month because it's a holiday time.
That's crazy.
It is. And if it's not a cesarean section, then they induce the mom early. Induction is when they try to jumpstart labor before time because they're thinking, you know what, let's just get this done with.
Oh my gosh.
So it does happen. I'd say get a second opinion.
Get a second opinion.
Get a second opinion. If you're not comfortable with what the doctor has advised, it's always good and it's advisable. Get a second opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking, of course, about that part in terms of induced labor, there's one of my friends gave birth and she showed up. She was told by her doctor, we'll give you epidural. And you can tell us what epidural is in a second. And then when she showed up, the doctor told her it's too late. She lost her mind because she was relying on that because she decided to go natural. First, Shiro, what is an epidural?
Okay, so epidural is an anesthetic that will numb you from your waist all the way down to your toes, okay? It is the most effective painkiller for labor. all right? Because it numbs you completely, you don't feel any pain. The most you feel is pressure. But other than that, it works perfectly for you. But sometimes if you've advanced really far, let's say she came into hospital, do you remember how many centimeters?
She was way too dilated, and the doctor said it's too late.
Yeah, you might as well. You know why? Because it blocks off the feeling of the pain and the pressure. And what they want you to feel is that urge to really bear down
and push.
So if they numb you when it's too late, then you won't really have a successful delivery. It could take longer than it should be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is so amazing. Thank you for this information. Give her a hand, everybody. Okay.
Thank you.
Nurturing Moms is, of course, a Shiro's. What should I call it? Is it a platform? No, it's not a platform.
There is a platform.
It is a platform.
Yes.
It is a platform. What we're going to do is connect you, of course, to Nurturing Moms. And when we come back, she takes us through what it means now when the baby is finally here. They're happy, they're healthy, mommy is out of the hospital, but there are all those things that you're anxious about taking the baby home. We'll be right back with Shiro after this. Don't go anywhere. I love that song. Yeah, I'm a believer. Justin Bieber. Thank you, DJ D. All right, everybody, we are back this morning talking to new moms, new dads, new people with new babies in their lives. And if you don't have any of that and you're not concerned, guess what? One day you will. And so it's so important that you arm yourself with information. We are here with Shiro Shiera, who is a nurse by profession, but she started Nurturing Moms because she saw the gap. And there was a gap. Yeah. How have you been doing so far?
Trying to fill that gap by giving the right information that regards to labor and delivery, breastfeeding, childcare. What should a mom know when she's getting into that stage of her life when it comes to parenting and being a new mom? So we try to fill that gap because they don't always get that information from their doctor or from the gynecologist. So we come to fill that gap of information.
Right.
Yeah. There's a lot they don't know that they need to know before they get there.
Okay.